What's up, guys? Welcome to the channel. Today we have something from our very favorite Home Depot. I personally love Home Depot. It's one of my favorite stores, literally.
Mine's Bass Pro.
Really?
Yeah.
I like Home Depot, man. And I mean, usually when you go to Home Depot, though, isn't it always the same? I mean, maybe not for you. I got two right by me. Yours is a little further. But when you wake up and you're doing a project, you're not going to Home Depot once. It's usually 2 or 3 times.
Or in my case, 6 or 7.
Right? You know, because you always get the wrong part,
Yes.
this and that. Or you break something, you need it, you know.
Or you forget something. You're like, oh, because you didn't. I don't make lists. I'm like, okay, I'll remember that.
Right. And what's the greatest thing about Home Depot? They're the biggest what?
In terms of what, like tools? Or are you saying in terms
Tools.
of what?
Yeah, they're the biggest tool store out there.
Are they? Are you
saying
for brick and mortar, or are you saying?
I think
for...
they're the world's biggest tool store. Huh? They're the world's biggest tool retailer, Home Depot. I mean, don't quote me, but I'm pretty sure they said that to us. I'm pretty sure they are.
Interesting. Good for them, man.
Yeah, and some of you guys have cool Home Depot, and some of you don't. And
Which is amazing to see. Like, you just assume they're all the same. It's kind of like grocery stores. You assume, like, we have Jewel Asco by us, but then you go down south, like, well, Jewel Asco, what's that? You know what I mean? But Home Depot, like, we've seen some stores, like, there's one in Cicero. I think it's probably, it's in the top 10, I think, for their sales and all that. But it's absolutely gorgeous. Like, when you go on the front, I mean, that whole front wall, like, there's a huge Milwaukee, then there's a huge DeWalt.
Really? I love that.
So
that
much.
excites me.
Yeah.
But some of you guys say you hardly have a tool section.
Yeah, exactly, which is crazy.
Boggling to me. All right, home brands, Ryobi, Milwaukee, Ridgid, right? All TTI. This is Ridgid. This would be their mid-tier brand. It would be professional, right?
Mid-tier in terms of what? Mid-tier.
It's their midterm.
In between what? Like a Milwaukee and
Yeah.
a Ryobi? I don't think so. See, I put this up there with Milwaukee. I think Ridgid is a pro brand all the way.
Honestly, I do too, and I believe it is, but they just don't have as much as Milwaukee, unfortunately.
No, unfortunately, their line's not like Milwaukee or Makita.
But I think that's purposely. Because imagine if they had everything Milwaukee had, it might hurt Milwaukee sales.
And it's probably why, but I still don't understand because I know the people who buy Ridgid swear by it.
Yeah.
They love it.
Yeah, and it does good now. Test, you guys, and lifetime warranty as long as you fill out the LSA.
And now they actually include the batteries and stuff like that.
So if
like Dan said, that's important. You have to fill out that warranty card. If you don't, then oh well.
Yeah, you're screwed. Well, not screwed. You're just out of luck. All right, so what do we know about this nailer right here, Eric? What do we have? We have this new little nailer. Why is it so cool? Why is everybody waiting for it? This is where they're really getting their technology down. You know, Ryobi came out with Airstrike. Which actually kind of blew everybody away. I've seen a lot of contractors use Airstrike, and they still do today. Why? Inexpensive, and it gets the job done. I feel like this is the pro version of Airstrike.
Yeah, but I think it's definitely up. It is, yeah, the pro version, you're right.
Yeah, the pro version of Airstrike. So some of the cool features that this has that I like right away is, I like that this is spring-loaded to load your nails. You never see that spring-loaded. It's just usually sliding, right? Have you seen the spring-loaded one?
I can't think with Brad. Like, I mean, I know like framing nailers don't have spring-loaded one. Well, they are, but they're like tension.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a good question.
It's pretty crazy, you guys. You can put your nails in here. It has a diagram to tell you nail size.
Which I like that because sometimes you open them up and you're like, man, are these? Do I have my 2 inches in there? Are these 1 3/4 or what it is? Right on there, you can say, okay, this is what it is. I'm not taking it out trying to like look them up. You know.
Yes.
So I like that.
What is clean drive, Eric?
Clean drive, you're supposed to be able to hit it at any angle.
Really?
And actually get a clean thing. So you've noticed probably when you've done quarter round, you've gone into oak or something like that, or if you hit straight through, boom, it goes through. But if you got a little bit of an angle on there, sometimes it doesn't sink it all the way.
Right. And honestly, if you're doing trim all day to go in and tap in all those little nail heads,
you almost need some
tedious.
Yeah, nailers have gotten a lot better over the years, but I know like 4 or 5 years ago, you almost had to have a guy follow you around to make sure he was hitting those in. You know?
Yeah, 2 1/8, you guys, or 2
max.
2 1/8 is max. 18 gauge will drive up to 3,500 nails on one 6 amp hour battery.
How many?
3,500. I highly doubt you're
what's
going to be doing
a quarter
that.
of 3,500? So basically, like 1,200 nails for that battery charge, roughly 2 amp hour battery. Which that's a lot of nails. That's a lot of nails that you're going to be driving.
Personally, I like this better than the 6 hour because it's
Yeah.
lighter, right? You do have your bump and sequential mode here. It does have a few interesting features like their Airstrike does, being that it has a pressure gauge, right? Now, comment below about these pressure gauges, you guys, because technically...
It's the first one I've ever seen on a cordless nail.
No, Ryobi has them. Ryobi has a pressure gauge.
Are you serious?
Yeah, pressure dial. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. It's weird.
Wow,
To
I didn't
me, I don't feel like we were talking. Like, why would you need that? Because actually, if you want to dial your depth, you dial it right here, right? That's your depth dial.
Yeah, because usually the pressure you're going to use for pneumatics mostly. You know what I mean?
Right. But this actually has a pressure gauge, so
Yeah.
it just gives you that one extra step of controllability,
Fine-tuning.
right? Yeah, you can fine tune it up so you can get it right in that perfect wood. You're working with oak. You're working with pine. Do they make pine trim?
That's all they pretty much make. Yeah, most of it is.
But sometimes you're working with oak trim or
Yes.
whatever. You want to, go through it. But I like the grip of it. I like the way it is. It's a good holding, in your hand nailer. It did do a good job. We were bumping with it. It was able to bump. It didn't jam.
We shot a lot of nails through this thing, and it is, like Dan was saying, the one thing I like is the consistency. So we actually shot it into a bunch of oak wood flooring just to try it out, and it was very consistent because sometimes an oak goes through, then you're going pretty fast, then all of a sudden it starts going, it's not catching up to it.
When you hit a knot, you might have.
Well, you hit a knot. No, I still think you're always going to end up bending a nail. Something's always going to happen. That's just part of the whole game. But I feel like this one was very consistent.
Another thing is a separate light switch down here. So let's say you're working in a dark closet in the corner, you can just turn on the light to get your bearings before you go on fire.
And what's nice, like Dan said, as soon as you actually grab onto the actual handle, the way it's set up, you're actually turning it on right off the bat, which is nice. I like that.
It's right there. Let's say you jam it, tool free.
You always take the nails first, and
out.
always make sure the battery's out too before you do that.
But that's part of that spring loaded, right? I've never used a nail that's spring loaded like that. That's crazy.
That's funny.
It shoots the nail up. But you got to jam, boom, jam's done. Go ahead.
It's funny because we do that all the time.
Make sure you wear safety glasses, and then boom, you're ready to go. So we're going to show you some B-roll of us. Okay, what if it hit me in the eye?
Yeah, that's funny.
I would still put it up because that's tools in action.
It's a nice.
Personally,
nailer.
Bear tool, I like it. I think it's
$199
cool.
Bear.
Yeah, I think Ridgid did a great job on this nailer. I think Ridgid's a great line to be into. I think Ryobi's good too, and Milwaukee.
I do. I'm like Ridgid. I'm trying to think over the years, what have we had? Because we always tout like how there's some manufacturers out there. Let them all have great tools and all that, but you always find that one or two that you're like, hey, I'm just not that good. I'm trying to think of Ridgid. What's one tool that I've never been like
a fan of?
Well, not necessarily a fan of, but one I'm like, well, I don't think that was their build quality. I don't think they hit that.
I don't think anything. I don't think I've
can't really think of anything
really cheaped out on Ridgid.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean, maybe a cheap battery at some point. They had an entry-level battery I didn't like, but that was about it. But you guys, TTI is the parent company of Ridgid, Ryobi, and Milwaukee, and really, they're one of the top-tier tool companies, Oh,
yeah,
We got Chevron now. Chevron's up there giving them run for their
Stanley
money.
Black & Decker.
Stanley Black & Decker. But Stanley Black & Decker is just kind of...
Well, you got DeWalt underneath there. You got Porter Cable.
Yeah,
you
but
got
I mean,
a lot of
Stanley
ones.
Black & Decker is just really not...
They're sleeping. They're doing.
I know
something
Eric
else.
likes to call them sleeping behind the wheel. I wouldn't say they're sleeping behind the wheel per se. DeWalt makes some great quality products.
They do.
They
but
just
when
don't
is-
make them as fast as everybody else.
Well, and where's the excitement? Where are they coming out with new tools? I haven't seen a bunch of releases. I haven't seen anything to be like, wow, very cool. Now, don't get me wrong. I agree with like the DeWalt tools that come out. I absolutely love them. Like their nailer, their drills, their drivers,
Great
their
tools.
saws are absolutely awesome. But I just don't see them coming out. with a lot
Right,
of stuff.
but they're almost more expensive than this too. I think that's why TTI has such a great place in the market because of Home Depot, because of their relationship with Home Depot, because
It's a
you can
big
get
thing.
them everywhere.
Yeah,
you
it's
know
a
what I'm
big
saying?
thing.
I mean, think about DeWalt. You can only get some DeWalt at Home Depot, right?
Yes.
Certain things are only online, or you have to go to Tool Nut, or you have to go. I think that kind of wrecks it a little bit, right? You're on a job site. It's like, oh, hey man, when you go to Home Depot to get that material, man, talk about material. That's expensive.
Oh my gosh!
I know.
I was talking
now
about,
tools are cheap compared to material.
So, yeah, I was talking to a guy. He's an electrician. He was telling me about like just the different size conduit and the pipe they're buying, how much they've gone up. And we talked. We just did something on Instagram. Follow us on Instagram if you don't. But you could get an 8-foot 2x4. You could pay like $260. I think it was like $265 Home Depot. Went the other day. It was $675, which is amazing. And I know they say, oh, there's a shortage. I don't buy it because when I was there was wood everywhere.
Now, granted, we're not blaming Home Depot because it's not Home Depot's
I don't think
problem.
it's
the
them.
suppliers that are raising these prices.
It's yeah.
And if you can do it, I guess you can do it.
Yeah,
Whatever.
but that's crazy how much it is now.
I know, it's crazy, the money and materials. But whatever. It is what it is, you guys. Comment below. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to click like. And don't forget to sign up for that lifetime service agreement. You
Yes.
have to fill out the forms.
Yes.
Peace.